close rivals in Super League witness. 3 p.m. starts for those. Here's how the sides look here at Featherstone. There's a return for Luke Briscoe. He'll wear number 5 after missing the last 5 matches because of suspension. Anthony Thackeray and Corey Aston, a very talented halfback partnership. Keep an eye on both of those. Aston on loan for Leeds. Plenty of Super League experience in the shape of Richard Moore, who's in the front row alongside Keil Caroline and Luke Cooper. And on the bench, former England international Daryl Griffin will be alongside Brad Tagg, Matty Wildy and Josh Hardcastle, coached by John Sharp. Well, Featherstone's last outing was a 38-8 win over Rochdale. Halifax also victorious last time out, 36 points to 18 over Dewsbury. They have James Woodburn Hall in their side. He missed the last match with a virus, but that has cleared up. Passed it on though to Scott Morrell. He was a doubt for this match, but their influential captain will play in the halves alongside Connor Robinson. And influential players, well, in the front row in Adam Tangata, they have one of the best forwards in the championship, and they will be expecting plenty from their Cook Island international. And on the bench for Richard Marshall, Ben Johnson, Ryan Ball, Ed Barber and Elliot Morris, I should say. Marshall himself, of course, 3 times at Wembley as assistant coach with Warrington, 3 times victorious. Well, quite a Super League or Challenge Cup pedigree for both of these sides. 2017 marks the 50th anniversary since Featherstone won the first of their 3 cups, and it also marks the 30-year anniversary for Halifax's last win in the competition, a competition they have won 5 times. Well, the crowd has had the weather today. It's gone a little chilly and a wind is blowing through the stadium here tonight, but all anticipating an evenly matched competition between sides placed 2nd and 5th in the championship. They met in round 1, a game won at Halifax by Featherstone in the dying minutes. That sort of action would be welcome here tonight. Well, Super League experience aplenty, Championship experience aplenty in both of the teams. Halifax and Featherstone hoping to progress into the quarter-finals, and it's been a long time between drinks, 20 years for Featherstone, and Halifax haven't appeared in the quarter-finals since 2002. Well, that is the prize on offer for both of these sides. We have 80 minutes of round 6 action in the Ladbrokes Challenge Cup ahead of us here. Well, time now to go to your commentary team for this game. It'd be Challenge Cup winners Barry McDermott and Phil Clark alongside Bill Arthur. Bill, over to you.
Thank you, Brian. A lovely evening at the LD Nutrition Stadium, as this ground is now known. Chris Campbell, referee for tonight's game, and Ben Thaler will be his video ref to make any decisions as needed. As Brian was saying, absolutely perfect conditions. A bit of a breeze, but the pitch, as most of the grounds around the circuit are very hard, very fast, and we should see a very pacey game between 2 sides in good form at the moment, and 2 sides not only with the middle 8s on their minds, but tonight the Ladbrokes Challenge Cup and a place in the next round as Featherstone Rovers get us underway, and Halifax in this vivid kit, shall we say, green and black, their away kits, get first touch of the ball and playing up what is still a slope here. Okay, this ground has changed considerably, and it is in fantastic condition, really fantastic facilities here now. There's still a slope.
There is a slope, and the people of Featherstone have contributed to the upkeep and the upgrade of this stadium. It's a good old lady that I enjoy coming to, and I'm expecting a fantastic game of rugby league. Both sides like to play the game fast, particularly Featherstone, who scored 56 tries in their 13 games, but its defence is on top early.
Yeah, that's great defence from Featherstone Rovers, and Halifax stopped in their tracks, and Scott Morrell, their captain, has to put the kick in, and back goes Luke Briscoe, his first touch of the ball, back in the side after 5 outs after a suspension for a dangerous tackle. He'll be glad to get his hands on the ball early on.
A good take from Briscoe. They get to start their set just over halfway now. A lot of the action will go through Thackeray, Aston, very creative players.
So, successful start to the game from Featherstone's point of view, pinning Halifax down in that opening set and now looking to benefit from their good defensive work. And there is Thackeray. And on his shoulder is Richard Moore, so experienced Richard Moore, and still so strong.
The offload king, Richard Moore. You watch him get that ball available, 9 times out of 10, he'll fling it back to a support player.
35 years of age now. The kick is for Missy Talapapa, but it's intercepted by Rob Warrancy. And that could have been dangerous if Warrancy had got away.
Well, Briscoe just hanging on to the shorts of Rob Warrancy. Quite possibly still the fastest man on this pitch, Warrancy. Doesn't have to leap awfully high, but he collects the ball, but a nice tackle from Briscoe.
And here is Warrancy. And this time, Featherstone Rovers stop his progress. Now Shane Grady. 27 years of age, Shane Grady. Just over his own 30-metre line, and Scott Morrell will kick from deep, and he's gone looking for a 40-20, and that one's got potential. Has it got the legs? No. Just Scott Turner getting back there to cut it off before it could find touch.
A tremendous kick from the ubiquitous Scott Morrell, who'll be all over this pitch. He likes to get stuck in defence, but his passing game, his running game, and as we saw on that occasion then, his long and short kicks will cause trouble for the opposition.
Former Leeds man, Scott Morrell. And London and Hull Kingston Rovers as well, like so many of the players out there. He's done his time in Super League, but his big favourite at the Halifax club. It's Featherstone Rovers though. That was looked at a high tackle. It was
Corey Aston, wasn't it? Take it to line. This tackle does the same.
Yes, evades Grady's tackle. Still going Thackeray across the field. On the last, puts the kick into the corner. It's being chased by Chris Aluja, and Aluja puts pressure on the Halifax defence, and Saltonstall had to bat that ball over the dead ball line.
Well, a very positive and energetic start from Featherstone. Firstly in defence, they've really given it to their opponents, and here now with possession, both halfbacks running at the line, taking the chances here, but it's been a restart that's found the sideline, and look back, this is the speed with which this game is being played. Halifax know they have to start to get up to the level that Featherstone have started.
So the ball with Ben Heaton, and Halifax over the halfway line, and I think that's over the halfway line for the first time in the game.
Yeah, I think you're right. There's going to be a fascinating intellectual battle between Thackeray and Morrell, but the runners within those two sides, particularly Corey Aston, his father Mark is just in front of us here, come to support his son, but Corey Aston, a strong run of the ball.
So Halifax in possession. Tyra brought down just inside that 20-metre line, and the crossfield kick from Connor Robinson. The kick from Connor Robinson is fielded by Ian Hardman. Another very seasoned campaigner, 31 years of age, celebrating his testimonial year. A couple of events coming up he wants you to know. A race night in June and a big dinner in July to round things off. He's had a pretty successful Super League year as the former St Helens man. Briscoe gets a good pass away to the aforementioned Hardman, who's over the 40-metre line.
Good support play from Hardman, putting himself where the action is.
Oh, that's good
Strong
defence.
tackle.
And then the ball is lost, and they come up with a big tackle. It was Mitch Calhane.
Well, there's something about a knockout cup game in any sport which differs from a league match. Perhaps the intensity, the pace, the fact that this is sudden death. And Featherstone have started the game in a desperate attempt to be faster and first to everything. Brilliant offload from Luke Briscoe to Ian Hardman, and he then took the ball forward, didn't he? They found themselves in a great attacking position, and John Sharp will be pleased with the first 5 minutes.
Calhane came up with the big tackle and then conceded the penalty. Here is Aluja for Featherstone Rovers. 10 metres out, plenty of tackles to work with in this set of 6.
Kept all. 2, move.
2 tackles gone.
2,
Keil Carlisle.
Just thought he saw something there, Keil Carlisle. Shaped to go right, came back to the left.
Knowles, here's Thackeray now. Oh, the ball spills away. Referee says knock on. Corey Aston coming up with the spill.
Yeah, Corey Aston, I thought it had gone backwards, but Thackeray to Aston, fumbles the ball. A pretty strong defensive line in front of Aston. Connor Robinson is opposite, had him within his sights. But you're right, the territory, the field position has all been in favour of Featherstone Rovers. As I said, father Mark Aston was a Lance Todd winner in this great trophy, the Challenge Cup, back in '98, in his Sheffield days.
Corey Aston on a season-long loan from the Leeds Rhinos, which is why he's playing here, and the other Leeds players who featured for Featherstone this season, like Jordan Baldwinson and Josh Walters, cup-tied, kept out of this game. Warranty plays the ball.
Back 10, he's back 10. 3.
That's a good 10 metres that from Brandon Moore. Quick, pacey hooker.
Morrell. Warranty again, just over the halfway line. Going down the short side now. Ben Heaton is tackled. That's the 5th tackle. And Morrell socks round his ankles, hoists that ball crossfield, but it's straight into the arms of Luke Briscoe.
I think he'd be disappointed with that kick, particularly as well. The fact that there was no pressure on Briscoe, it was an easy take. And they've done well, haven't they, to get it forward. But both of these teams are clearly showing their intent to find themselves in the quarter-final in 80 minutes' time after this game finishes. The defensive aggression and commitment outstanding so far.
Reception committee for Richard Moore there, led by Ben Heaton. Some sting in the tackling from Halifax. Thackeray. Good deep kick, and Warranty tracked back to his own try line. It's a good chase as well by the Featherstone cover. But Warranty trying to go round them.
Well, we always think that
up then.
wingers are all about pace, but if you think about Rob Warranty, he's had 3 carries and been hit by defenders 3 times in the last few minutes. And it's very often a matter of the fitness as well. They've got to be very fit. This is fast as Saltonstall now off the right wing. Tends to blast down the middle of the field.
James Saltonstall, the Italian international, plays the ball. And they're still inside their own 40 as Adam Tangata plays that ball. So it's Featherstone's turn to come up with some strong defence.
Moore thought he'd caught Michael Knowles offside at marker there. Didn't get anything from the referee.
Morrell puts another good kick in, and Hardman collects it very tight to the sidelines there, gets the pass away to Turner.
It's been non-stop the opening 10 minutes. Both sides content to keep the ball in play, keep rolling forward, and for Featherstone going down the hill, Halifax going up the hill, how that'll affect them come 60, 65, 70 minutes, we'll have to wait and see.
3 there to meet Missy Talapapa. They know the threat that the former Sheffield man poses. Got 16 tries last year. Davis just inside his own half. And here's Richard Moore again. Moore still eager for the fray.
And he hasn't offloaded yet. I think
Keith Carlisle puts the kick in. It's a good one.
I think that's a deliberate attempt from Richie Moore to keep hold of the ball. He's gone for the steal, Corey Aston.
Both of these teams have been putting 3 men into the tackle. They've had enough energy to do that. But I think after 12 or 15 minutes, they'll be unable to continue if the ball stays in play. Penalty here now gives Halifax some more possession and a little bit of relief. James Lockwood there is penalised here for interference. Hands on the ball as it's flicked through at the play of the ball. But it has been a very fast pace to the game so far.
They've worked hard. I think you mentioned Warranty. I'll put Saltonstall in that bracket as well. Tough, strong, fighting for his play of the ball, and he earned his side a penalty.
The ball's come loose.
Good tackle from Knowles. Gets his shoulder in. And Ben Heaton, he's wearing forward, he's playing in the pack. He's got the speed to play in the outside backs. He's got the power and the strength to play in the forwards, and it's just a good tackle, good technique.
Luke Cooper he was coming in there. Just a nudge, perhaps. But it's head and feed to Featherstone.
Halifax, go back to 10. Go back 10.
Just inside their own half. These two sides met earlier in the campaign.
And stay on side, back in the scrum, Scott.
10 tries apiece. Featherstone going on to win that one 32-26, maybe an indication of what we can expect here tonight. Certainly given the pace with which they've gone at each other. Still waiting for the first points on the board as Briscoe gets the pass away. And somehow Missy Talapapa collects, and then Talapapa looks as though he was taken high. Well, Mitch Calhane with the tackle.
The one thing you're sure of when Missy Talapapa is on the rugby league field is when he's in attack or he's in defence, he's going to run as hard as he can, and he really challenges defenders, as he did on that occasion.
It does look more dramatic, and I can understand Mitch Carlisle disappointed in that being penalised. But you talked about that previous encounter between these two sides. They ended up both teams scoring 5 tries each, but the difference at the end of the game was the extra conversions made by Featherstone. Some of those being penalty attempted kicks, which is what I think they're going to attempt here now to take a 2-0 lead.
And although these sides are in 2nd and 5th in the table, they're going to battle it out throughout the year, and both have ambition to get in the qualifying 8s at the end of the year. Sparring with the big boys, the Super League bottom 4 as it will be, and they know that to give an inch to your opposition just isn't an option at this point in the season.
So Corey Aston will attempt to get the first points of the game on the board for Featherstone Rovers, kicking towards the Post Office Road end of the ground. The only part of this ground that hasn't really had a makeover. The rest of it looking very tidy indeed. And he's pushed it wide of the target and almost over that terracing at the far end of the ground. And John Sharp not impressed with that. Had charge of Huddersfield for their 2006 Challenge Cup final. And they lost to St Helens at Twickenham. And he was Giants coach, John Sharp. Now trying to guide Featherstone into the quarter-finals of this Ladbrokes Challenge Cup.
Let's go, Steve.
And has his side sitting very nicely in the championship table as well. Went up to 2nd by virtue of their results at the weekend, and Toulouse's defeat by Swinton. That's a good run from Luke Cooper on the return from that dropout.
He's run strong there, collected a couple of high shots and just simply run right through them. A couple of good involvements from the front row already.
Lockwood plays the ball. Here is Moore once more, and Moore trying to burst through the defenders, but Tangata and Calhane make the tackle and stop his progress. Thackeray, oh, the ball is spilled. It was Knowles coming back inside, I think.
Too hard. The ball was too hard with a player, or both players running in different directions. That ball needed to be simply popped up into the path, and you can see there's some force on that. But I mentioned it a couple of times, Richie Moore, very direct runner, good offloader of the ball, and I think on purpose that him and John Sharp have said less is more in this game. Keep the ball tight and let's go for completions.
Well, they didn't complete there.
No, but what they did, they execute the play at full speed, which is, I think, what you do. Most teams do similar things in a game of rugby league, but the winners tend to do it a little bit quicker and better. They did it at pace, but they didn't hold on to possession, and as a result, they're wrestling their opponents back towards their own trial and with some more aggressive defence.
Yeah, Halifax under the cosh early on in this game. They're struggling to make any territorial ground.
One of the reasons why Featherstone have been successful in this tournament 3 times in its history is because of the aggression that they've shown in the defence over almost the last 50, 60, 70 years here. Teams have come to this ground and know that it's going to be a tough encounter.
Tangata plays the ball. Here's another ex-Mounties man, Mitch Calhane. Calhane and Tangata coming from the club in New South Wales. And there's the penalty.
Michael Knowles is low and hard, hits around about the guts, just underneath the ball, and I think momentum takes the player over, and there's a little bit of a twist in there as well. Michael Knowles and John Davis, the number 12 for Featherstone Rovers. John Davis is one of my favourite players outside Super League, very short in stature, but hits like a sledgehammer.
But that tackle from Michael Knowles concedes the penalty from the Gateshead Thunderman. And Halifax will welcome that. It'll give him a chance to move up the field.
Here we are, Paul.
And Morell puts the ball into touch. And there he is. Now with Jacob Fairbank. Very much hometown boy, Fairbank. Plays that ball, Calhane, Morell, Sharp to James Woodburn Hall. Like Sharp, a former Harlequins London player. Woodburn Hall, a danger man if they can work some space for him. Short pass from Fairbank finds Calhane, and Halifax only about 12 metres out. Now then, can they do something with this? They could possibly do something with this, and Sharp is tackled just short of the try line. So once more, Tangata.
Central position
Still
now
going.
for Halifax, options either side.
Kick coming surely from Morell, is it? No, it's from Connor Robinson. Little grubber kick from Robinson. The ball still not dealt with, and Halifax will get that back, should get that back from the goal line dropout.
Good play from Connor Robinson. You mentioned Scott Morell because we expect him to take charge and take control of that llast tackle, but he got a really heavy challenge from Richie Moore. He was behind the play of the ball for 2 or 3 tackles, but the former Hull KR man, Connor Robinson, stepped up and put a beautiful little kick in.
And they get the goal line dropouts in front of those Halifax supporters who've made the journey. And underneath it is James Woodburn Hall, a Leeds student these days. Once of Hemel Stags, the Scholars as well.
Well, this is virtually the dream scenario. Repeat possession. Now they kept the ball alive with Miller.
I think they've got 6 to go, have they? Surely there was a Featherstone hand in there. No, says the referee. And Will Sharp trying to weave his way through. Luke Cooper makes the tackle. Good bit of pressure this from Halifax. Here is Morell, takes that ball above his head. Ball on the pass, and they're in for the first try of the game from Ben Heaton. And Heaton powering onto that pass. Goes across, and Halifax have been under pressure in the early stages of this game, really with their first bit of consistent attacking on that Featherstone Rovers line, come up with the first try of the game.
Well, in 16 minutes, I think you're right, in terms of field position, this is the second or third opportunity they have. There's the kick from Connor Robinson, beautiful kick. There's the offload, Jacob Fairbank chucks it back, and the reactions from Halifax are good enough. Will Sharp secures possession. What about this line? What about this soft hands? I was talking about soft hands in the last play from Featherstone. It bounced off the chest of Michael Knowles. That cost them possession, but Ben Heaton, hard and strong, going back against the grain, is able to catch the pass of Scott Morell.
And lots of teams like to attack the second or third man in, the defender, 2 or 3 inside from the winger, and if they do that, they can cause confusion with players running at pace. It was executed at speed, and that's the reason why Halifax sit with a 4-0 lead.
Normally seen operating in the centres, but Ben Heaton doing a solid job in his role as a second row, and Steve Tyra, who is a championship points machine, had a profitable weekend last time out, got a couple of tries and 4 goals, and Tyra tags the extras on, and Halifax go into a 6-2 lead, 6-0 lead, I beg your pardon.
I suppose the advantage of having a player in the second row who's used to operating as a centre is that they have the eye to run for the hole, not at the player. He's found the gap, he's taken possession, and Richard Moore has a 6-0 lead over John Sharp's side, who probably, on a points difference, if you looked at it like a boxing match, were in front, but not on the scoreboard.
Sore point, Halifax, with the Featherstone Rovers coach. Don't mention Summer Bash to him after what happened there last year when Halifax went to town. 37-0 the scoreline in that game was. It's surely not going to be anything like that. More Challenge Cup action coming up on Sky Sports 3 tomorrow. Look at that from Featherstone. 7:55 for Salford Red Devils against Hull Kingston Rovers. What a match that should be. Hull Kingston Rovers top of the table, Salford flying high in the Super League, and of course the £1 million game comes to match from last year.
Haven't we got some crackers coming up in May? We've got Magic Weekend, we've got Summer Bash, festivals of rugby league, both of them.
Here is Mitch Calhane from a club that produced the likes of Brad Fittler and Steve Eller in New South Wales. The Mounties. And here is Ian Hardman, and Hardman letting that one go under his boots and then has to retrieve it.
Very effective kick. His side have been bashed, haven't they, in their own half. Again, that aggressive defence that Featherstone have displayed from the start. But managed to, several of Scott Morell's kicks have managed to get to the other end of the field. They won the toss, elected to play uphill in this first half, and are just about doing all right as we get halfway through it.
Well, they lead by 6 points to 0. Of course, Corey Aston missed with that penalty attempt. Here's James Lockwood now in his 6th season with this club.
They've expended a lot of energy, Halifax, in this opening quarter. They're in front on the scoreboard. They look fairly comfortable and they're running at 91% completion. There's a mistake in the front row, Luke Cooper. He's claiming that it was stripped, but the referee, Chris Campbell's having none of it.
It's the high swinging tackle here. They think that Adam Tangata...
Was it Tangata coming in late there?
Hit the ball out. Tackle wasn't completed. Is he going to be okay to play on? Will they elect to kick at goal? I doubt it from 40, 45 metres out. They'll go to the corner here now.
Well, you're right. I thought the referee had blown up for a knock-on. I thought that Luke Cooper was claiming it was knocked out, which I feel he has a strong case, but it was a high shot. Penalty, 20 metres further downfield.
It's opportunity for Featherstone. From that penalty, Keal Carlisle now. Here is Lockwood. About 12 metres out they are. Carlisle, Cooper's the dummy runner. Thackeray with a little step, and the defence closes down on him. Brandon Moore making the tackle. Keal Carlisle changes direction, and Moore will burrow his way over. Davis, it's John Davis who's got the try. Bounced over the top. And they just could not stop John Davis. And Featherstone Rovers hit back and make the most of that penalty opportunity. Second Challenge Cup try of this campaign for John Davis. A close range effort.
I mentioned his defensive work. Here's the penalty. Tangata, the referee didn't like that. He gave the penalty. It was an Anthony Thackeray show and go. That's his pet play. That puts the defenders on the back foot. Keal Carlisle shows to the open side, comes back to the skinny side, a pet play, and John Davis knew exactly what to do, what to expect, and run right over the top.
Well, it's borderline a forward pass, isn't it? It's irrelevant, actually. It's not a forward pass, it's the first try, but from the several angles that we looked at, Keal Carlisle did do well, didn't there? There was some deception by standing and facing one way. Defenders turned their hips and their eyes in that direction. He turned around quicker than they could recover, and John Davis went over. 2 points by Aston. With 6-all after 22 minutes. This is a real cup tie.
6 points apiece. Here you go, have another look.
I think that's okay, mate. I think it's a well-executed play. Knows what he's doing. They've worked on that time and time again. Will Sharp playing at fullback today. There's two types of fullback. There's an extra pivot, an extra 6. And then there's the type that Will Sharp is, just a support runner. He'll get on the end of things. He needs to up his work rate a little bit. But we've already mentioned the lack of field position his side has had, so that might come to fruition a little bit later on in the match.
6 points apiece. At what is now the LD Nutrition Stadium. The big fellas' days have gone. The Post Office Road days have gone. And it's a changing ground. Great facilities here. Very busy ground as well. Lots going on when it's not a match day. Lots going on the pitch at the moment between these two sides from the upper reaches of the Kingston Press Championship. But this, a Challenge Cup tie, and a place waiting in the quarterfinals, the chance of Super League opposition, and it's Featherstone Rovers in possession at the moment. A Lugia weaving run from the centre.
Expansive ball movement from Featherstone. keeping the ball alive.
Thackeray sneaking it out and then scurrying away with the pass. Little kick over the top. It's Knowles, and it's good work from James Saltonstall. Bit of an injury down before this match, the winger was.
Well, look, Featherstone want to attack even when they don't have the ball. This aggressive defence is maintaining the intensity they started the game with. Still a lot of energy here now. And Halifax doing everything they can here with Woodburn Hall now to try and gain a metre or two.
Felt that, did James Woodburn Hall, as I think it was Richard Moore came powering into him.
Yeah, they've got plenty of experience, haven't they, Featherstone Rovers? Started with Moore. They've got Darryl Griffin on the bench.
Heaton doing well, gets away from the first tackle.
Still going.
He's still not tackled. And he gets the pass away. And Halifax keeping it alive. Here is Woodburn Hall now.
Tremendous run from the big fella, Ben Heaton. Reminiscent of Ellery Hanley, played for Bradford in the 80s.
Brandon Moore, Scott Morrell. Morrell just adjusted, puts the kick in, and it's over the head of Briscoe, over the head of Sharp.
Those are the fine margins, aren't they? The team had done well to get into an attacking position for the kick. Ben Heaton bounces through about 4 or 5 missed tackles. Bounces, there's nobody in contact with him when he hits the floor, so the referee says play on, and he does. Then he finds a wonderful offload. And what's been so entertaining by these two sides for the first 25 minutes is their ability, their willingness and skill to offload the ball to a better player in another position, and the game's rolled on as a result.
They even have their own big screen here at the stadium. Very proud of that as well.
They bumped into Mark Campbell, chairman, the owner. He was actually knocking it up and putting it together. They're very ambitious. They're very ambitious clubs, both of them. Halifax running a reserves team, a reserves competition, unfortunately. Just giving a penalty away. Shane Grady. Another 20 metres, but it's off the back of a quick play, the ball. Missy Talapapa, Keel Carlisle, and unfortunately, they're coming back down the hill.
Halifax made to backtrack as a result of that penalty, and Missy Talapapa runs it at them and is greeted by Shane Grady, who conceded that penalty. Here's the try scorer, John Davis. And Davis is tackled about 35 metres out. Darryl Griffin.
Met by Shane Grady. Shoulder into Griffin.
Griffin plays the ball. Then it's with Talapapa, who skips back in field. They know all about the threat this guy poses. He's been around in the championship for a while now. 70 tries in his Sheffield's career. Little kick from Moore. It's not a bad one.
It's
and
a good one.
Woodburn Hall can't get out of trouble, and that's great work from Richard Moore.
It's a good one, and it was because of the work of Missy Talapapa, who refused to be put on the floor. The play the ball was kicked. And look at Richie Moore putting boot to ball and leading the chase as well, my word.
Well, the last goal line dropout we had resulted in a try 56 seconds later. Now then, in this set, are Halifax good enough at defending the line? We've seen when they were challenged previously, John Davis easily crashed over. They need to be stronger here, because there's no doubt in this scenario, which Featherstone will have rehearsed several times, they've got 1 or 2 options with which to break through these green shirts.
They're taking their time about getting the game underway again.
And that's a signal, I think. I felt a couple of minutes ago that they expended a lot of energy. I'm looking forward to seeing how they react now.
Is Griffin once more, now 35 years of old, 35 years of age, the former England international. Just having a word with Shane Grady off the ball there, and a bit of finger pointing going on as this play continues with Aluja. And Aluja trying to get his way through, but he's in trouble. The Halifax players indicating to the referee that there's a problem with the Featherstone centre. He's clutching that left knee.
He's cradling his knee, and you can see the players. Watch the reaction of the players. Ooh. And they all stop. They all hear, feel, see that the player's in some anguish and pain, and Scott Morrell puts his hand up and said,
well, we can all see, can't we? The inside of the left knee there is strained. There are bodies around him making the tackle. and he's forced to the foot's planted and the knee pushes inwardly. He's in instant pain, and again, even with the ankle twisted. We hope that we'd often see this happen. The player bounces up and a minute or two later can be okay, but he hasn't moved very well here since the game was stopped.
No malice, nothing deliberately done to injure the player. Body's on top of Alugia. You can see he's not happy there.
Still having treatment, Chris Alugia came to this country from the Mackay Cutters in the Queensland Cup competition. Signed from the Bradford Bulls originally. And he's still in a lot of discomfort there. There's no sign that he's going to run this one off.
The more you watch that, the more you're worried for him. They've got Josh Hardcastle on the bench, Featherstone, a player who can score a try.
Yeah, it looks as though he may go off. He might have stretched or strained the ligaments on the inside of that knee. He doesn't want to be stretchered off.
Not many players do they? If they can get up and be helped up.
I think psychologically it's a massive difference, isn't it? And he's up on his feet. It looks as though he's coming off to the side. And Josh Hardcastle, a player I've been excited about all week when I knew I was coming to watch Featherstone here tonight. I will hopefully see Josh Hardcastle on the field very soon.
Chris Alugia being helped off the field. That's a blow for the home side. Just hopping to the sideline.
And you don't like to see a player injured, but that is actually the difference between our sport and many sports. He didn't want it. He's put it on report, and I'm sure there's nothing sinister, and there'd be no more heard of that, but credit to Chris Alugia. He didn't want to get on the stretcher.
Well, it looked very much like just a way bodies collided, and Chris Alugia's leg just got in the wrong direction. But as it is, it's Featherstone still on the attack, and Davis looking for a second try. Now in the middle of the field, changing direction. Thackeray over the top, and they could be in the corner. They are. And Scott Turner claims the try, and despite that injury to Chris Alugia, Scott Turner finishes off that move. First Cup try for him in this campaign, and Featherstone overcoming a bit of adversity there.
Well, this is a well-worked try. Look at the ball movement, look at the players taking it to the defenders, committing defenders. That's a bit of a hopeful pass to a player who's in space, who has enough about him to dip down and collect that ball. It's Corey Aston, he takes it and takes defenders out. There might be a question mark on that angle about the validity of the pass, but not from this angle. Lovely stuff, well collected, and Scott Turner goes in that left corner.
Well, they've shown with good field position on 2 of 3 occasions they're good enough to get over the line. Michaels Knowles blew a first chance earlier in the game when they had possession and dropped it in that part of the field, but with 2 more opportunities they've turned them into 2 more tries. And Scott Turner has been busy and active in the start of this match. Will be delighted. Just hopes his teammate here, Corey Aston, can find this one, because every point will matter in this match with 2 very evenly balanced sides.
So Scott Turner takes his career try haul to 99. Aston from wide out, but it's not a problem for the 22-year-old. And Featherstone Rovers, having trailed 6-0, now lead by 12 points to 6.
We've just seen what a goal line dropout can do here, and the number of options here. Aston goes at pace, Thackeray does the same, committing defenders, loops the ball over the top, and Scott Turner waits patiently here as the fans punch the air.
Featherstone have scored 2 tries in 7 minutes. It took them 22 minutes to get on the scoreboard. Patience, I think, has paid off.
Griffin plays the ball 20 metres out. Richard Moore. 3 there for Halifax to greet him as he makes another 10 metres or so. And here's John Davis now. Davis runs into some solid defence once again. Shane Grady putting himself about.
Elliot Morris, another player very physical in his approach to the game.
Over the halfway line, Featherstone getting on a bit of a roll here, and then the kick comes in, and Halifax will try and break out with Connor Robinson. And Robinson Gets the ball in field. I was looking for Warrensey and he couldn't find his teammate. There's a Featherstone Rovers hand in there. And they were offside.
Well spotted by the officials. The scramble here from Featherstone. The kick ricochets. Stayed off Stephen Tyra, picked up by Robinson, and he's desperate here to find Warrensey on the inside. It's an ambitious pass that's patted forward, and John Davis comes from an offside position here now. So we've gone from end to end here. Are Featherstone good enough at defending?
Immediately an opportunity as Ryan Boyle plays the ball for Halifax to hit back. Here's Will Sharp now. Sharp, Woodburn Hall. Two former London players combining there. Sharp, Morel, Tangata.
Move, Richard!
They're about 11 metres out now, are Halifax. And threatening. Morris it is, Elliot Morris.
Hold the line for 4. Hold.
4 tackles gone. Robinson, short ball for Sharp, and Sharp almost through. And Josh Hardcastle needed to make the tackle. Warrensey trying to get over. Has he got the ball down? They look like a foot in touch from Rob Warrensey. That was audacious. Cheeky from the wingman. What's Chris Campbell's view?
We've got no try, except for touching goal and held up.
Chris Campbell says it's no try. He wants to check whether there's a touching goal. He wants to see whether the ball has gone down.
So there's feet on the sideline here once we get into the in-goal area. Is there okay, isn't it? There's no doubt about that. But that foot does, well, it's inside at that point. Gets one more effort.
Yeah, he's touched it there. I think he gets the ball down, but I think we all saw a foot. The green fluorescent boots of Rob Warrensey was well recognised, and he's a very powerful player, as we've mentioned a few times. There's the foot in touch, quick decision made by Ben Thaler.
No try, 20-metre restart.
Chris Campbell's feeling was confirmed. Rob Warrensey denied.
Well, he needed white boots on, didn't he, to try and get away with that. He doesn't, and the ball, even though we don't even check the grounding. Great defence from Featherstone.
It was a very, very cheeky attempt from Rob Warrensey. Featherstone coming forward, Ian Hardman waving his hands around behind the ruck, appealing for something. Michael Knowles now.
2, move, Adam, to me. Hold, 2, hold.
Knowles plays the ball. John Davis, and Davis trying to get the offload away. He is eventually tackled by Connor Robinson.
Oh, I question the legality of that play of the ball, but they're mixing the game up well, Featherstone. Strong, bit of direct play, and then some ball movement off the back of it.
Is Brad Tagg. And then Matt Wildy, and Thackeray then hoists a kick into the corner. Saltonstall claims it.
Well, there's going to be a penalty here towards Featherstone, one suspects. When the touch comes on, it usually indicates an obstruction, I think, even before that point. You can see in the background, Chris Alugia still have his knee put into a brace there. There's maybe knee pad ankle. Penalty here for obstruction. Scott Morrell impeding one of the Featherstone players. Some pressure now on the Halifax defence. Can they hold out?
The Halifax captain penalised. Looks as though butter wouldn't melt in his mouth. Has done all his career, but he was caught out there. So the Featherstone penalty could lead to points as Lockwood plays the ball. Now the charge from Brad Tagg, and Tagg held just short of that try line. Wildy organising things. Gets the ball wide to Thackeray. Thackeray for Knowles. It's good defence from Halifax on this occasion. Knowles. Thackeray once more. Drops the pass off, and Hardman, is he held up, or has he got that ball down? He's held up, says referee. Chris Campbell. That's great defence from Halifax.
Nice early call from Chris Campbell.
It's a save of a try, isn't it, there? Will Sharp just clinches onto the ball as it comes charging through, and Hardman plays the ball 10 metres out.
Wildy goes for it. Griffin trying to roll his way over. He is tackled. It's desperate defence. Oh, and then Wildy comes up with a knock-on with the line at Featherstone Rovers' mercy.
Well, both sides testing one another on goal line defence. Just can't collect that ball. Darryl Griffin tangled up,
Let's go.
Halifax will have to go 90 metres upfield, and they'll begin it with James Saltonstall. It was a good early call from Chris Campbell, confident that the ball wasn't put down by Ian Hardman.
Let's go down to the sidelines, get news from Angela.
Well, you can see Chris Aluja is just limping his way over past the back post over there on the right-hand side of the pitch. He's on crutches now, and he's got a brace on. Talking to the medical staff on the Featherstone bench. They're going to have a look at him at half-time to see if he can come back on, but by the looks of it there, doesn't look very hopeful.
Featherstone on the attack, and infield comes Missy Talapapa. And he's driven back by these Halifax defenders who are having to do some work, but he gets the pass away. And the referee had called held, so they'll play the ball.
Refuses to be put down on the floor, Talapapa.
Here's Lockwood now. Lockwood gets the pass off. And Brad Tag almost over. Just, I think it was the post that actually denied him. Wildy. Corey Aston. Aston, change of direction again. Lockwood now. Tangata makes the tackle, and Wildy now, and Wildy trying his luck. They're battering away at this Halifax defence, and it's all hands to the pumps for Fax. Thackeray goes for 1 point, and he's hit the post. The ball's still alive, and it's come down for Halifax. After all of that, they get the ball back.
Well, it was the right decision. Thackeray found himself with a ball in his hand. The H's were right in front of him, and his execution wasn't as strong as his ambition.
What a credit that is to the Halifax defence.
Absolutely. The mental resolve still going strong in this game.
You watch a lot of games where one team almost score one end of the field, and then 60 seconds later we're celebrating a try at the other. Halifax have got that in. They want to counter-attack, but 5 of the 6 players have gone. Will this be more of a defensive kick than an attacking one?
The ball hoisted very high indeed, and it's Thackeray who claims it. Hardman leaving it to his scrum half. The game settles down again after a frantic passage of play. It's amazing that Halifax survived it, but they trail by 12-6. Could have been penalised there. Shake of the head from Luke Briscoe as he played the ball. Wildy.
And it's a credit to the fitness of both these teams. I was talking to Billy Mallinson, the Featherstone conditioner. Said these guys work incredibly hard to get themselves into the condition, into the level of fitness that they are at the minute.
Wildy plays the ball. Well, you would if Billy Mallinson was screaming at you. Yeah. The ball is up there, and it's claimed by Sharp.
And that's his second positive involvement in recent minutes, isn't it? He saved a try with a tackle. He's collected the ball and remained in the field of play, but they are literally clinging on here, Halifax. As Sharp runs forward here, clinging on to half-time.
Birthday boy tomorrow, I think, Will Sharp. He's going to have some bumps and bruises. Here is Warrency, and Warrency, though looking for a gap there, he just took it straight to them.
And Halifax, you feel they need Saltonstall, Warrency, Tyra, just to take some pressure off the big fellas who've done a lot of defence. Field position will be crucial, specifically in the second half when teams start to tire.
Hardman retrieving that deep kick from Halifax.
Hold Adam with me, Adam.
And starts off another Featherstone Rovers attack. Here is Michael Knowles. John Sharp looking pretty calm and collected up in his box in the stands along from us. And the crowd just goes quiet for a moment.
There's an attempted surge here, isn't there, as we approach the half-time meter. What have Featherstone got left? Any players with fast feet? Turning it back on the inside. Got to the last play.
Desperate to hold out before half-time on the last, and Thackeray puts a little kick in, and it's fielded by Saltonstall. Crucial intervention from the wingman there.
Well, every kick they receive is under pressure, isn't it? They swing the ball, trying to get to centre field and outflank Featherstone, but it means we just lose ground. And in fact, even at this stage, 4 men committed by Featherstone in that tackle.
Move, Anthony! Hold for
Sharp.
Hold.
Halifax with Ryan Boyle now. Former Salford and Castleford prop forward Ryan Ball, another very experienced campaigner. Adam Tangata, he's had a breather yet, Tangata. Still out there, but that's the fifth tackle. Morel launches the kick, but it's not a good one, and Briscoe, just inside his own half, is able to retrieve it. That looked high. Referee didn't see anything untoward in that. Into the last 30 seconds of this first half. Is there still time for Featherstone Rovers to capitalise on that misdirected kick? Lockwood plays the ball. Here is Knowles once more.
Is this the Ashton drop goal? Will they go for the try? Are they content here now with another attempt at 1 point?
They're going down the short side. Thackeray will go for it. That one is on its way and successful this time. And John Sharp on the sidelines must be pleased with that first half effort from his side. It is still very evenly balanced, as you would imagine. Featherstone Rovers ahead by 13 points to 6. They have had the best of the first half, but still all to play for in this Challenge Cup tie.
Ladbrokes, proud sponsor of Rugby League on Sky Sports.
The honest player gets up in the morning and looks himself in the mirror and says, I'm going to get better, I'm going to get better, I'm going to get better.
Be prepared for anything, from front line to back, with the Gillette Fusion range.
Any guy can catch a ride, but only you can take me on a journey. You got something. Own it and smell great with new Lynx U, a unique masculine fragrance.
We harvest all of Lidl's Jersey Royals right here on the island. They can't be called Jersey Royals unless they're grown here in Jersey in the traditional way. It's all about the heritage and tradition, hand planting, hand lifting. It takes absolute focus and attention to detail to grow the perfect Jersey Royal. And if you still don't believe that Lidl's potatoes are real Jersey Royals, well, there's Gory Castle to prove it.
Get the Long Texas barbecue with free fries for only $1.99. That's 2 flame grilled patties with cheese, barbecue sauce, onion rings, and free fries too, all for $1.99 only at Burger King.
Quantum dot light. It turns skies gold as day breaks and paints the world with a billion colors. And even in the darkest moment, it brings out the heroes, revealing love's true colors. Light, it brings every shade of every perfect color to life. QLED, the next innovation in TV. Samsung.
Your odds from William Hill lets you create and bet on your own markets. Tweet us direct from the William Hill app or from Twitter, and we'll reply with the odds. Join over 100,000 Your Odds customers, a few familiar faces, and view their markets. Spot something you like, one click, it's in your bet slip, and you're on. Your odds from William Hill.
Jägermeister, a creation of 56 roots, herbs and spices.
Two options. You either follow my rules or follow my rules. Capiche?
Thank you.
I can do it a different way.
No, that's fine.
Maybe I'm not good enough.
Yes, you are.
Maybe I'm not.
Buy and keep La La Land now. You'll get it straight to your TV, across your devices, and the DVD direct to your home. Buy and keep La La Land in Sky Store now.
Ladbrokes, proud sponsor of Rugby League on Sky Sports.
He's gone for it, and he's got it! O'Brien has saved Salford! Salford are safe. Hull Kingston Rovers are destined for the championship.
The kick that saved Salford Super League status and sank Hull Kingston Rovers. The 6th round draw has paired those two together again, 7 months further down the track. A most eagerly anticipated rematch. We have it live for you on Sky Sports 3, 7:55 p.m. from the AJ Bell Stadium in Salford. We're in Featherstone in West Yorkshire for the first of the 6th round matches, and it's Featherstone leading 13 points to 6 at half time. 2 tries to the home side, just the one for Halifax, but playing against the slope, the visitors will give themselves a very good chance in the second half. Barry, these two sides are close in the championship, just 2 points separating them. We expected a close game today. We have got that.
We have, but I think it's been a tale of field position for me. Halifax have hardly had any. The one occasion they got it in the first 5 or 6 minutes, it was a wonderful pass from Scott Morell and a really hard line that got the first try for Halifax. Ben Heaton goes over the second rower. It was judged a penalty from Tangata. I think he's been pretty good in the opening half.
Okay, we're going to see John Davis try. Any problems with the pass?
No, not for me. I thought when I watched it from the gantry, I thought it was a rehearsed move. Keil Carlisle shaped open. John Davis met it at force and run over the top of the fullback.
Okay, that was 6 points apiece, and Featherstone hit again with a lovely anti-Thackeray pass for a Scott Turner try.
Yeah, the halves combined well. Corey Aston, Thackeray with that lob over the top. He actually did really well to collect this ball, because I've seen better players than that drop that pass, and Scott Turner scores in that left corner. And this was the no try. Rob Warren's a strong, powerful winger that he is. Just can't keep his feet in play, and a couple of drop goals to finish the half. Thackeray missed at his first attempt, but got over just on 39 minutes for the drop goal that took the scoreline from 13 points to 6.
Well, you felt, Barry, well, the clock was going there. I mean, it was the final play of the game, and they came away with a 1 point that time. With a lot of possession and a lot of position, Featherstone didn't probably look at that first half and say didn't get enough on the scoreboard from all their territorial advantage in that first 40 minutes.
I think Featherstone will be disappointed me. I think they'll have looked at the amount of field position they've had, the amount of possession, and of course try-scoring opportunities. Halifax have hardly had anything. We saw Rob Warren say get pushed over here, but the game's been played all down at that end.
It's probably unsurprising considering the slope. Yourself and Phil made a point in commentary about the energy battle tonight, and how would that look at about the 60-minute mark? You got Halifax playing up the hill for the first 40 minutes, defending their try line, which we know is energy sapping, but still just those 7 points behind on the scoreboard. You would think that Richard Marshall would be talking to them at half-time in the dressing room and say, boys, we've got a great chance in this 6th round tie.
I think they've been very patient, Halifax. They've had to do a lot of the hard work. They've been very patient, and when they've needed to defend, they've done that absolutely. absolute best. When they've got this slope, we talk about the slope all the time, it does affect players mentally and of course physically. There's a lot of energy that you put into going up and back and up and back, and for Halifax going down the hill, if they can make the most of that field position, then they'll be in with a great shout.
We have 40 minutes more left in this tie to see who moves into the quarter-final stage. A long time since both of these sides have been there. How do you see the second half unfolding, Barry?
Brian, I don't know. I think it's down to field position. I'm enjoying the game, and I think it's a bit too close to call just yet.
Okay, not much in it. The slope will be with Halifax in the second 40 minutes. First match of the 6th round of the 2017 Challenge Cup. Quarter-final place on offer for both of these sides. 2017 special year for both of these sides, celebrating previous Challenge Cup victories. Who will move into the quarter-finals? Find out shortly.
Ladbrokes, proud sponsor of Rugby League on Sky Sports.
Check out AO.com for some show-stopping deals. Get your clothes show-ready with this large-capacity Beko washing machine at just £199. Stay cool under the spotlight with £200 off this LG American fridge freezer with a handy water dispenser. And add a little sparkle to your weekend entertainment with £80 off this stunning 49-inch 4K LG TV. Only £419. Order today, delivered tomorrow.
Oh, let's go!
Captain.
Captain. Captain. Captain. Captain. Captain.
Captain.
Captain. Captain. Captain.
Captain.
Captain. Captain. Captain. Captain.
Captain.
Captain.
Captain.
Captain. Captain. Captain. Captain. Captain. Captain. Captain. Captain.
Just Dave, actually.
Captain Dave. Captain!
You got the goods. You got my cash. What's this? You've overpaid.
Big packs, big savings. Go online or in-store to get in on the deal.
Your hands can do incredible things. They can put a smile on a friend's face, turn broken into brand new. They can turn beads into something beautiful. And now your hands can turn your idea into a reality when you build a website with GoDaddy Website Builder. Just type in your idea, select a design, connect your site to your social media, then publish your site, even from your mobile phone. Start for free at GoDaddy.
Get the Long Texas Barbecue with free fries for only $1.99. That's 2 flame grilled patties with cheese, barbecue sauce, onion rings, and free fries too, all for $1.99 only at Burger King.
Your odds from William Hill lets you create and bet on your own markets. Tweet us direct from the William Hill app or from Twitter, and we'll reply with the odds. Join over 100,000 Your Odds customers, a few familiar faces, and view their markets. Spot something you like, one click, it's in your bet slip, and you're on. Your Odds from William Hill.
Nice one, Walter. Putting the bombs out first.
If there were steaks in a barbie, they'd be well done.
G'day, fellas. William and Ralph Foster.
There you go, mate. Try not to drop it.
Foster's, for the thirsty.
There is nothing quite like the playoffs. 180 minutes to play to get to Wembley. Hoping, praying, daring to believe. Nerves can play a part. Pressure can play a part. Oh, a devastating finish!
The Sky Bet Championship playoff first legs.
We have got a game on.
Saturday and Sunday live only on Sky Sports.
Anything can happen in the playoffs.
Formula One arrives in Europe. The Pirelli Spanish Grand Prix, live only on Sky Sports.
Ladbrokes, proud sponsor of Rugby League on Sky Sports.
Newcastle bounce straight back to the Premier League.
Here is the big man, he's over again.
We will bring you every minute of Super League's invasion of Newcastle. May 20th and 21st, all 12 sides for the Dacia Magic Weekend. Day 1 starts at 2 p.m. on Sky Sports 2. Day 2, 12:30 p.m. on Sky Sports Mix. We are expecting unmissable Super League action. And over at Featherstone here, we are about to get the second half of this 6th round Ladbrokes Challenge Cup tie underway. The home side leading 13 points to 6 at half time. Your commentary team, Barry McDermott, Phil Clark, and over to you first, Bill Arthur.
Looking forward to the Magic Weekend, looking forward to the second half of this game at the LD Nutrition Stadium, because 13-6, it's evenly balanced, and it's almost a horrible communication breakdown at the start of the second half of Featherstone Rovers there from that Halifax kickoff, and Halifax looking to immediately hit back that drop goal from Thackeray just before half-time. Could be crucial. Golden point if we're all square at the end of 80 minutes. Here is Daryl Griffin now for Featherstone Rovers, who've got to work their way up the incline in the second half. And Halifax were looking to make the most of that, but that's a penalty. The ball came loose, but it was a steal, says the referee. Incredulous is the expression on the face of the Halifax players.
Well, they've started well, but then made a high tackle according to the referee. The ball's come out there. I think that's probably a mistake by the officials. It should have been play on. I didn't see that as a high tackle by Ryan Boyle, but the referee doesn't agree with that, and we'll just wait to see here. Now he's trying to either offload the ball, he's lost control of it. The first half was even in terms of possession, but Featherstone dominated where the game was played. They had almost 4 times as much possession inside their opponent's 20-metre zone. That's a very ambitious kick to touch, which Rob Warrants has tapped and gone backwards, and then Halifax have gone over the sideline.
Well, it went forward, didn't it?
Well, the referee said it went back, you know, but none of the players thought they could go for possession. He's left the field of play.
And his foot's in touch. I thought for a minute Connor Robinson felt like he was offside, so he would have given a penalty away in the process of picking the ball up.
But the referee, I'm sure, said the ball went backwards. Any of the Halifax players could have died on possession. As it is, Featherstone attack first.
They get head and feed at the scrum, and they're looking to make something of that. Missy Talapapa plays the ball straight into the heart of the Halifax defence now. Lockwood who plays the ball. Thackeray, little dummy from Thackeray, finds Knowles. Knowles is over the line, but I think he's held up. He is, says referee Chris Campbell.
Terrific defence again from Halifax. We saw them defend their own line stoutly in the first half. 2 players underneath the ball.
Come on, Ben. Let's go, Ben.
Featherstone through Michael Knowles, break the line. Ben Heaton has got a problem. Featherstone on the attack.
Michael Knowles, second time he's been held up in the course of this game. Have Featherstone just been held up as far as point scoring goes? Hardman trying to dummy his way through, and Halifax managed to just stop him in his tracks and drive him back a bit as well. John Davis, crossfield kick, and it's well claimed by Ben Heaton.
Well,
that's the best he could do.
A great attacking kick that put Halifax with Heaton under pressure. He's taken the ball, he's been trapped in goal again. A good tackle by Thackeray there, forces him down. They'll get possession back.
It's a cruel game, rugby league. We saw Ben Heaton down, and there's the test. That could be it's a ligament test, whether it's an ACL or a PCL or an MCL or some other kind of ligament injury, but he's in tremendous discomfort there, Ben Heaton.
He's going to try and carry on.
Well, this is the second try-saving tackle. He may have injured his knee. Look at there. Some point in that collision, in saving a try with Michael Knowles. He's injured his knee. And Halifax need all hands on deck.
They get the ball back to Featherstone Rovers. The Flat Cappers, who lead by 13 points to 6. Here is Daryl Griffin. So he's shouldering his way through a barn door, but the barn door was shut by Mitch Culhane. So they come wide.
Good recognition. Shut that player down.
Thackeray. Here's Lockwood now. Good defence again from Halifax's opposite number. James Woodburn Hall with the tackle that time, but Knowles will try again, and he'll be held up again.
Held up for 5 and last.
There's a 3 try-saving tackles now, 1 just before half-time, 2 more just after it, and on the last play here, Halifax are desperate to hold out for 1 more tackle.
Thackeray, little dink over the top, the ball is bobbling around, and it's Grady, I think, who comes up with it.
Well, that's massive for Halifax, to have your opponent come over your try line 2 or 3 times and keep them up within the space of, what, 4 minutes we've been playing. They've got to be aware of Keele Carlisle. Halifax is a very smart operator at 9 for Featherstone.
13-6 the score. We've had 4 and a bit minutes of the second half. Let's get half-time news from Angela.
Thanks, Bill. Yeah, John Sharp, the Featherstone coach, says he's been very positive with how they played in that first half. They dominated field position, and if it wasn't for a big play by Will Sharp, he says, and Harbour had gone over, they'd feel a bit more comfortable now. But they've laid the platform, he says, and they're expecting a very tough second half, and they'll have to do it without Chris Aluja. He won't be coming back on in this second half. Richard Marshall for Halifax said they were under immense pressure in that first half. They just didn't have enough ball to do anything. The last 20 minutes, they only had 5 sets. The point now is they've got to complete those sets and put Rovers under some pressure.
Almost a nasty moment for Scott Turner there as that kick was allowed to bounce, and then it went bouncing away up the field away from him, and he must have thought, hey, come back. They get the penalty, though, to Featherstone.
Well, it's a carbon copy of the last time they had Featherstone in this situation. They're penalised for a tackle. Mitch Carlane here, stripping the ball. He's helped by 2 of his teammates. But if they continue to concede penalties, it allows their opponents to gain ground and will ask them, or force them, I should say, to defend in their own half, which they did for so much of the first half, and I fear they cannot continue to do that in a second.
Missy Talapapa takes the tap. That headband is new. That must have been something that he picked up from the penalty.
And again, Bill, I'm going to mention Missy Talapapa and his refusal to go down. He's stronger than Sider tonight. He's trying to keep his feet and mentally trying to break down the defenders of Halifax, and from that quick play of the ball, the unorganised Halifax defensive line surrendered a penalty.
They could pay a heavy price for that, back-to-back penalties. You know what happens normally with Lockwood. Culhane is putting himself about. Big tackle from him there.
I thought he dropped that ball, Lockwood, then.
Bang in front of the posts. They're coming again, the Featherstone Rovers, and Halifax back on their own try line, defending desperately. Surely they can't hold out here. They've held out once more for another tackle.
Brilliant play, wasn't it? Johnson came across to save it.
Now they're going to the other side of the field. Corey Aston is trapped. 4 tackles gone. Thackeray shows the ball, and then the pass is a wild one and goes behind Turner, but Turner will try and make something of it, but he's run out of room.
It's no try.
Well, the referee's going to go to the video ref, but he was heading for the car park. There was Scott Turner. Needs 1 for his 100, but I don't think that's the one.
Heroic defence, absolutely, from Halifax here. They want to stay in the cup and go through to the quarter-final. They know they'll have to do something special tonight, and it's been a special effort here from Saltonstall, I think, to save a try from Turner. The more you're looking at this, though, he may get the ball into
it's
the
his elbow,
area.
Phil. Look at his left elbow. It's lower than the ball.
It's not, you know. It's not.
It's looking more and more like an amazing try here. From behind the angle we had at first, he thought he was out of play with the arm. But here, the ball does appear to touch the in-goal area, and I think the video referee will take his time but he will overrule the referee, in my opinion, and award this as a try.
As I said, Phil, the ball is lower than the elbow. He gets the ball down first. I think you're right. Scott Turner needs to be brave. Saltonstall and Ben Johnson trying to push him over that sideline.
If ever there's an argument for a video referee, this is the perfect example. In a cup game, a tight tense affair, the referee said no try, and the video referee disagreed.
Time's on.
He does. Ben Thaler says that was successful. And it's 100 up for Scott Turner. Career tries. His second of the game. And what a finish that was. It really did look as though he'd run out of space.
Well, let's credit Halifax. They've defended the line time after time. And there's the penalty from the front rower. Missy Talapapa, as I say, keeping his feet, trying to be nice and physical. There's 3 defenders around that play the ball. Another penalty, and the mantra is penalty, penalty, try. Wildy comes back. Thackeray, with a few foils and a few dummies, bounces the pass. He has 10 metres to play with. And what a finish from Scott Turner. That's a glorious, stunning finish from the winger.
Well, not far from this ground, the top team in Super League are the Castleford Tigers. Their wingers score plenty of tries, and Featherstone have shown a similar template here. Get the ball to players in space and then ask them to finish those chances.
Scott Turner, formerly with the Castleford Tigers, the early stage of his career. Now then, Corey Aston, he's kicked one from wide out. Can he land this one? Off target this time.
And that just about, that miss keeps Halifax here in the hunt. It's 11 points, not 13. But again, with Anthony Thackeray, the second time today we've seen him drift across the field, attract the defenders to him, draw them in with the ball as a magnet, and then just about ask his winger to finish in the corner.
But since that 17th minute try from Ben Heaton, have Halifax really threatened?
No, they simply can't get possession near to the opponent's line, and part of it is because in this game it's a simple formula. Run harder than your opponents when you've got the ball, and you stand a chance of being on the front foot and winning the match. It's what Featherstone have done continuously here now for almost 50 minutes.
They've had to do a lot of defending of Halifax. And as has been said up here, that's surely going to catch up with them in the later stages of this game. Long way to go yet, and Featherstone with this 17 points to 6 advantage now, and they probably will sense that. Maybe they'll try and run Halifax off their feet now. Missy Talapapa. Thackeray down the short side. He had Knowles on his shoulder.
Saw it, didn't he? Saw it. Michael Knowles probably overran the pass a little bit, but a good constructive set after a try. And Featherstone through Michael Knowles.
Shows his versatility there.
That's a wonderful kick. I'm not sure he meant it, but it's the second occasion he's took responsibility and control. You might argue he's measured that to perfection.
It was a perfect kick in terms of what Featherstone wanted to do with the scoreboard as it is at that part of the field. Just kill any momentum that the opponents could gain here by counter-attacking with a return kick.
This is a big set for Halifax here, a big set. They need a positive set, whether it's a positive outcome and that results in points. It's just important they embrace the possession, get down the other end, and then begin to put some pressure on Featherstone Rovers coming away. That's great defence from Rovers again.
Saltonstall really struggling to make any headway there. Halifax have got to find something, some energy burst to get them up the field. Calhane plays the ball, but Featherstone really enthusiastic in their defensive duties.
16 metres they've gained, and that's the reason they're kicking. Scott Morrell steps up and says, let's just get out of here.
Well, no opportunity for a 40-20. Here's the most recent try scorer, Scott Turner. 100 up for him then, and that's a memorable way to reach a century.
It was a good kick in the end, but I think it was a significant kick. 3 times they charged the ball forward, 16 metres gained. When you're doing well, you're getting an average of 8 or 10 metres per carry. Luke Briscoe goes back awkwardly in that tackle.
Oh, it does look a twist of the knee here He's in serious pain immediately, isn't he?
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything illegal in the tackle. It didn't appear it did at first viewing.
They've already lost Chris Aluja.
Yeah.
With a knee injury.
His ankle is twisted underneath him.
It's the big front rower again. He's really putting himself about. As he completes that tackle, then he pulls the player towards him.
His left ankle did look immediately in an awkward position, didn't it? It hit the ground, studs in the grass, hit from the side. John Sharp's going to have some rejigging here to do. Do you know what? We talked about Casford a moment ago. Dal Powell, the coach, though, who seems to be at the moment the best coach in this country in terms of rugby league and where his team sits in Super League, spent 3 years here. Virtually ignored by other sides, weren't they? Sometimes the coach in the Championship are not given the respect perhaps they deserve from clubs and supporters of higher leagues. Dal Powell did a remarkable job here and has proven that by learning and improving as a coach year in, year out, he's gone on to do it at a higher level. And who's to say that either Richard Marshall or John Sharp couldn't do that again here now? The standard that both of these sides have played has been very high tonight. But Richard Marshall's the one who needs to work some magic, because with half an hour to go, his team are drifting out of this cup.
And it's a good point you made, Richard Marshall and Halifax running a reserve teams. I think it's imperative for the future of our competition that we have more players playing at different levels: academy, reserves, championship, Super League, and more players get the opportunity to test themselves. And Richard Marshall buys into the philosophy of his club, and he's learning his trade and doing a pretty good job.
Luke Briscoe just back in the side after 5 out through suspension. The signal going that there's going to have to be a change. Former Hull and Leeds winger, his return coming to a painful end by the look of things, and another Featherstone Rovers player is helped off the field, and it's going to be cup qualification by the look of things unless Halifax can turn this round. There's Aluja on crutches, but at some price for John Sharp's team. Busy time coming up. They've got the summer bash, of course, and looking to be involved in the middle eights of Featherstone Rovers, second in the table as it stands just now, so very good chance of that.
Yeah, he's in some pain, and you saw Danny Evans on the headset. Richie Moore comes back onto the pitch.
He's going on the wing, Barry.
I'm fairly certain he won't be playing on the wing. He'll go back in the front row, possibly Michael Knowles, who's shown his skills.
Chris Campbell giving the indication that that incident is on report.
Hold me. Yeah. Time's on. 3. Go.
2 moments for the disciplinary to scrutinise. The Aluja tackle, and then that one on Luke Briscoe. Didn't seem to be anything untoward in either of them.
No.
Here is Talapapa. Cutting in field, the Samoan international Missy Talapapa.
He's been a force to be reckoned with all evening. That's out on the full.
Well, that's a mini win here for Halifax. They've put pressure on the kicker, and the home side, Featherstone, haven't been able to trap them in a corner or put them under pressure.
Shane Grady, who works and makes it impossible for the kick to go away.
Sorry!
But Halifax have really got to find a way to try and crack this Featherstone Rovers defence, and they don't seem to have that at the moment.
Their appetite in defence, Featherstone, you see 3 players around the ball. They're putting the player on the floor. They're making sure they control the speed of the play, the ball. They look completely in control, Featherstone. It will ebb and flow this game, and Halifax will have their turn in possession, in good field position. It's whether they're good enough to score, and they've just earned themselves probably 25 metres. James Lockwood is penalised by Chris Campbell. He said, "You've taken too long on that play, the ball."
That penalty's been coming because Featherstone were trying to get them slowed down as they built that attack, and they've paid the price. Jacob Fairbank plays the ball only about 20 metres out. Now then, can they convert this territory into points? Elliot Morris will play the ball. They're edging closer. Connor Robinson, a little stumble from Will Sharp as he took that pass, and then Sharp is driven back by this enthusiastic Featherstone Rovers defence. So Warrensey, a little skip from the winger.
He's on his own now. There's push up from Ben Johnson, but nobody else is interested.
Scott Morrell now. Morrell will try and get his way to the line, and then the pass is spilled. It's still alive, says the referee, and the ball out wide to Sultan. Brilliant. He stumbles just at 5 minutes.
The referee will come back here now.
Well, it was brilliant defence from Featherstone. Look at the urgency on them. The ball is put in the path from Ben Eaton. James Saltonstall with 3 on-rushing defenders. Can't stay inside the white stripes.
In effect, though, it was a free play. Halifax will get the ball again here. They'll get possession to feed the scrum. Generally means you get it back out from the other end of it. And, you know, they're only going to get so many chances. Just over 25 minutes to go here. They're going to have to convert some of them. This seems to be the ideal situation from which they need to strike. 6 players, they need 6 points.
Knock on spotted by Chris Campbell at that murky end of the field.
Yeah.
Hold your line.
We'll talk about Scott Morrell, the number 6 at the back of the scrum there. He's playing dummy half at the minute.
Here come Halifax with James Woodburn Hall. And Woodburn Hall is tackled about 5 metres out.
Hold the line.
They desperately need something from this set of 6 to Halifax. Elliot Morris. Morris is held up. Great defence again from Featherstone. Darryl Griffin, the evergreen prop, with the tackle. We're among the tacklers. Looping ball out wide to Warrensey. Warrensey tricks his way back in field, but 4 there to make the tackle for Featherstone Rovers. And there's no quick play the ball for Halifax there.
That look forward.
He did.
That look forward. That ball from right to left was in the air too long, and Featherstone got over, snuffed out the threat.
Or have they? Morrell will try and force his way over. He can't do it. On the last, the kick crossfield, batted down and knocked on.
Yeah, you're right. There's a knock on.
Jacob.
Knock on from Halifax there first, isn't it? So it's a handover here. Featherstone survive. Stephen Tyra, the number 3, the referee says his hands touch the ball first. A knock on from the green shirts, and the blue ones get possession.
That's a let-off for Featherstone Rovers. They've earned it, though, with some solid defence, but they're paying a price. More injury news from Angela now.
Yes, Bill, they are paying the price. We've just been talking to the doctor who says Briscoe won't go back on. It's looking like it's an ankle sprain, but the bad news really is that Chris Aluja is a possible fracture. It looked like a knee ligament at first, didn't it? And he was strapped up, but it could be a fracture, which would be bad news for them.
Penalty goes in favour of Featherstone. Was that the...
is that a trip?
Trip?
We've seen people suspended and issued cautions recently as well from the disciplinary issue. Shane Grady, he's wrong-footed.
Yeah, he's beaten for footwork, and Tally Papa has caused problems all evening. And then the big front rower,
hang on,
Mitch Killane.
10 minutes in the bin.
Yeah, Chris Campbell.
You can't argue with that, really, can you? You can't argue with that.
He used to get sent off for it, didn't he? Until they changed the rules.
And Shane Grady leaves the field for a 10-minute spell in the sin bin. He's had a busy game, throwing himself into his defensive duties, but just threw the wrong part of himself into that particular part of his defending.
Well, giving penalties away in defence is obviously going to hurt Halifax, but watching that previous set to 6 with Scott Morrell at 9, I'm not sure they've got enough outside. I think they'll try and get the hooker Brandon Moore back on the pitch for Halifax ASAP.
So Halifax now having to defend with just 12 men. The energy resources maybe running out as Corey Aston takes the ball in. And they go down the short side now, and Keal Carlisle is held. Tries the referee. John Davis. Here's Thackeray now. Thackeray drops the ball off, and Tag is tackled 12 metres out. Davis puts a little grubber kick in, a flying attempt
the ball
from Missy Talapapa, but the ball is long gone. Warrensey races back towards the 20 to try and start things up again.
Well, they just need a special player. They're down to 12 men, but cup games are won sometimes by heroic actions, and the Halifax side needs some here. The backs to the wall, they've had less possession than opponents, they've had fewer chances to score, but they're still in this contest, and Rugby League is a funny game.
He's back on the pitch, Brandon Moore now. That will free up Scott Morell. He'll be able to stand back, assess, and try and construct something for Halifax.
Almost a mess up at the play, the ball. Halifax got away with it. Adam Tangata, who's had a lot of game time this evening.
Crazy. James Lockwood. I heard the referee say that tackle is finished. He doesn't listen, and there's the penalty.
And another penalty, that's a high shot. And it's Lockwood again.
It's the same player. I think that's the third penalty he's given away in the last couple of minutes, and the referee rightly having a word with him.
Is he on an individual warning?
He's just done that over there, and now you've done this.
Chris Campbell.
That's your two. I'm not telling you it again.
Laying down the law.
Ian, sort your team out.
Can you get a personalised team warning?
I've worked with your team as well, mate.
Tailor-made warnings, there's the high shot.
You have to think 4 in a row means the same, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Well, this is a great opportunity for Halifax now. They might be down a man, but they've got back-to-back penalties. Featherstone on the retreat. Cal Hay.
And it is. He's been busy all evening, but he's pleading with the referee that he's being held and manhandled. Just play the ball. No. Just play the ball. That's something every coach will say. I don't need to make this game any more difficult by giving penalties away when we've got the ball.
Richard Marshall looking pretty calm up there, but that must be hard to take. You get back-to-back penalties, you get into a great position.
And what do we say? Penalty, try. Penalty, give the ball away.
So Featherstone have it back. Richard Moore now. Moore wrestling with the Halifax defenders. Bit of frustration creeping into the game now. Probably frustration for Halifax because it's not going their way.
Well, they know, don't they? They score next, it sees off the threat, will kill the energy and fight back the Halifax have just about in them. It's been a brave effort from Halifax.
Coming up to the final quarter of the game. Thackeray, ball back on the inside to Hardman, and the Halifax defence slams into him. Thackeray then just plays safe, little kick into the corner, and Halifax will be invited to get themselves out of this hole.
A couple of really intelligent involvements then from Anthony Thackeray. He drags the defender, feeds his fullback Ian Hardman into that space. The scattered defensive line gave him an opportunity just to slow the pace of the game down. We're just about approaching the final quarter of this match. I don't think Halifax are out of it. I don't think they will feel they're out of it, but they need to smarten up in key areas.
This is the first of our Challenge Cup ties on Sky Sports. Salford Hull Kingston Rovers coming up. Rob Warranty trying to get away. 7:55, Sky Sports 3 for that meeting between the championship leaders and the high-flying Red Devils. And, of course, the £1 million game. Gareth O'Brien's boots. I'm sure he'll be involved tomorrow night. Here come Halifax. Crucial maybe with Ed Barber.
Great skill, wasn't it? They've transferred from one end to the other here. Now Morell looking to just use his experience, vision to find the hole.
He couldn't find it, but maybe they could now. With Brandon Moore. Halifax so close to that Featherstone Rovers line. Still trying, and it's with Hardman. It's with Ben Johnston, I beg your pardon. Johnston gets the crucial try. And Ben Johnston just found his way through the Featherstone Rovers defence there, and after all that hard work that Featherstone had put in, the gap just opened up invitingly for Ben Johnston.
Well, they've had to take a chance, haven't they? They went wide to Warranty, and he although he couldn't evade John Davis, it got them out to their own end of the field, and they sprang to life. Support play got them up to the other end, and then here on the last play, Featherstone so keen to put pressure on the kicker, shot forward, not with enough organisation. He outpaces one or two, sees a hole, and then just goes hard for it. It's hard enough to get Halifax here now, back into this cup competition. Fakes to kick it one way, steps inside, and some of the Featherstone defenders have switched off.
Well, Scott Morrell was on the right, and players were looking, Featherstone defenders were looking at Scott Morrell. When the ball went to the left, I'm sure going through the mind of those Featherstone defenders, they're thinking, well, not much is happening because Scott Morrell hasn't got the ball. So Scott Morrell's influence, without even touching the ball, contributed to that try.
And Stephen Tyra, formality for a goal kicker of his expertise, bangs that conversion over. And 17-12 we have now. Ben Johnston with the try, the former Castleford's man, an Irish international now. Could be a crucial try. Remember, they've still got Shane Grady to come out the bin.
Well, it's amazing, isn't it? Very often the players either sent off or sent to the sim in a team lift. They find an extra 5% each player, and it's certainly, you know, put them back here with the nervousness now around the home supporters and even the home side.
Well, Bill, the more Halifax play the ball at this end, the right, as we look on the TV screen in the 20-metre area, the more chance they've got of scoring. It's been a good tussle so far.
Featherstone Rovers aren't home and dry yet. Their supporters sensing that bit of tension in the air, anxiety. That Thackeray drop goal just before half-time could prove crucial. Halifax lifted by that try, looking to inflict more punishment on Featherstone Rovers. Here is Cal Hayne, running strongly, but running into some equally determined defence. Richard Moore theatrically getting himself out of the way there.
Promote the ball, don't they, there? They've kept it alive, you know. The quality of this kick and the pressure they can apply to the catcher is crucial.
It's high and hanging from Scott Morrell. Talipapa deals with it. Good work from him.
Missy Talipapa was trying to find that ball in the murk down that end of the field.
It was ever so well, but it's about the composure of the Rovers now as they gain 10 valuable metres. And the psychology of the scoreboard is a big one here. 5 points isn't an insurmountable number. 4 points doesn't feel that big to a rugby player, but when it's 6 or 7, your mind plays tricks with you.
So Featherstone Rovers up towards the halfway line. They've been in pretty good form in recent weeks, but Halifax, with this great winning run behind them, 7 in a row. Fax had won coming into this game. Warrency leaves the first man on the ground, but the next 3 make sure he can't go any further.
Well, that was objective achieved there, wasn't it? They've kicked the ball, they've trapped their opponents inside that 20-metre zone, and Halifax have had some joy, haven't they, by stretching the Featherstone defenders, passing the ball before promoting it and going forward. On that occasion, Saltonstall's disappointed with his teammates that they didn't offer themselves as an option. And they're now trapped here across this sideline.
Ed Barber is dumped to the ground. Still plenty of enthusiasm in the Featherstone defence, as you'd imagine.
Jacob Miller's knocked on, I think. He's attempted to offload it. The referee then said it's ripped out. Luke Cooper and co.
They're lucky there, Phil, you're right. Jacob Furbank takes it into contact. It was good aggressive line speed from Featherstone going up the brew. You're right, that's an offload, that. A bit of fortune there for Halifax. Well, they go with you and they go against you.
Yeah, Jacob Furbank knows his team need to try something. They're behind. They have to take some risks.
Shane Grady back on for Halifax, so they've got full complement out there. Here is Adam Tangata.
He's been good. Oh, that's a loose offload from the front rower.
Knock on.
Yeah. Patience and composure is needed. Will Sharp, he's not good enough to catch that bouncing ball, but it was a loose offload, and you talked about risk, and I agree. They've got to show some ambition, Halifax, but they can't just fling a ball behind them expecting somebody to be there. It puts too much pressure on the bloke receiving the ball.
Not sure exactly where there was a knock-on. I thought the ball at all times went back towards Halifax try line, but
no. Well, whenever it's messy and it's bouncing and you've got players fumbling on the floor,
it's going backwards at all time.
You're always at risk of a referee going, well, I don't think it's you and I don't think it's them.
Keil Carlisle did brilliantly well, didn't he, to put pressure on him, but to me that ball continues to roll backwards.
Yeah, come on, Fev. Heads in, drop.
I'm open to be proven wrong over.
Heads in.
Will Sharp, former Featherstone Rovers player, had 3 seasons at the club. Now playing for Halifax, who are trailing here by 17 points to 12, but still in with a chance of making the next round of the Challenge Cup, the quarter-finals, and a chance to play, in all probability, a Super League side. Knowles, though, going on a good, strong run. Takes him up to the 40-metre line in the Halifax half. Now then, Featherstone will look for another try that maybe, just maybe, knock the wind out of the sails of this Halifax side, who are clinging on in this game. They've still got a chance.
A try would be good, Phil, but just as good would be get to the end of the kick, make your opposition come off the line, or maybe drop a goal.
Listen, we've got golden point here. There's a golden point scenario now, isn't there? If Halifax can score and convert it, we're at 18 all.
I love the way you dug yourself out of that one.
Just bought myself a bit of time. That's exactly what Anthony Thackeray did. He's bought himself some time. He's just nudged that scoreboard. And again, psychologically, the scoreboard is 6 points. So Halifax need to score, convert the try, and then try and get some more points after that.
18-12. 14 minutes or so to go. 13 minutes to go. And Featherstone, at the moment, heading for the quarter-final draw. Unless Halifax can summon up the energy reserves in the closing stages here. Featherstone looking for the penalty there. They must be just as drained as their opposition, because they've had to do a fair amount of work.
Featherstone look the more composed of the two sides. They're willing to do the tough stuff, the hard stuff. They're not looking for shortcuts. When you see players messy and grappling and wrestling on the floor, they're trying to find a shortcut. They're trying to find a mistake or a penalty, and it can bite you, as it has done a few times to Halifax.
Griffin plays the ball. Kick is hoisted high. Sharp backtracking underneath it and claims it well. Looks to counter, but runs into Luke Cooper.
Well, they've continually, haven't they, put the ball high and deep, and they're asking that 80-minute return. Complemented here now with some fantastic defence, pushing the Halifax players back. They need a player, don't they, in the Halifax side to just punch a hole in this defence. Can Warranty do it?
It was Cooper again with the tackle there as Saltonstall brought the ball forward. And now it's the other winger, Rob Warranty. And almost up to the halfway line, but 4 tackles consumed already. Saltonstall again.
Tangata did the right thing. He took the direct approach. So did Saltonstall, and now it's Halifax's time to put the ball.
Grady was chasing that Johnston kick and couldn't quite get it.
Just bounced off his shoulder, didn't it? He'd given himself a chance, put himself where the ball is, but didn't have the skill to collect it.
That would have been some catch. If Shane Brady had got to that.
Halifax have nothing to lose. What have they got left to give? That's the question here. They have worked harder than their opponents, defended harder, but that cup magic here might just find something extra in the final 10 minutes.
It doesn't matter, Phil. It doesn't matter how well you play within that match. Ultimately, if you get the result, you're in the bag for the next round.
Davis plays the ball. Featherstone 3 times Challenge Cup winners. A club with great tradition in this competition. And Knowles now, and Knowles drills the kick again into the corner, and again it's an excellent kick.
That's an interesting kick. Does he not go past the corner flag? That's what the Halifax players are claiming. The referee says no.
He kicks it into the ground, doesn't it?
Yes,
so
but
it
just
bounces
look,
high.
look.
Yeah, I think you're right, Phil.
I think that probably goes into the touching goal, but the touch judge says no, it's still in the field of play. We can't tell from that angle.
The touch judge is some distance away, isn't it?
The shadow really doesn't tell us either.
Is it right over the top of that?
Well, we're arguing over the difference here between a tap 20 restart, which would give them 7 players, or a scrum here on the 10-metre line with just 6. By the time he's tackled here now on the 10-metre line, they've got 5.
And now they've lost a few.
They've done that all evening, Featherstone. They've looked to attack. They've looked to put pressure while they're defending.
2, move fast. Hold with me.
Well, we're almost getting to the stage. You can see they've made 100 tackles more than their opponents. They might have to try something a little different here. Have they got any players with the pace in the middle here to kick through, kick for a teammate even? They're trying to pass around them, and Morel finds them, catches and passes.
And it's Saltonstall. That's fantastic defence.
Brilliant.
Scott Turner with the tackle.
He had no chance then, James Saltonstall. You could see what Ben Heaton was thinking. I need to give it to the man in space, but as soon as that space was spotted, good shoulder contact, puts his body on the line. Desperate stuff from both players.
You've just seen some different stats going through the bottom of your screen with the amount of tackles and meters made by these two sides. It's very one-sided in that affair, but it's still so close on the scoreboard that Featherstone know they cannot relax. Just a 6-point lead here inside the last 10 minutes, and Halifax are not going to stop trying.
Well, Featherstone have already beaten Bradford in the cup. They've beaten Oldham 3 weeks ago. Now they're on course for another victory over championship opposition. What will await them in the next round, in the quarter-finals of this competition? And is that a distraction? Do they need that? They're intent on a place in the middle eights. So whether that's going to complicate matters. They've lost Chris Aluja to what looks like a bad injury.
A good cup run can energise your side.
Another 1 point, Barry. Oh, he's hit the post. And it's still alive. And they're going for it, are they? The kick comes across and eventually runs out. But is that the second time it's hit the woodwork?
Well, it's got almost, it's got golden point written all over this, hasn't it? Halifax are still in the contest. They need some magic.
I can recall Dean Bell scoring a try from a conversion that hit the goalpost. Dean Bell, back in his Wigan days, was rushing up. He collected that ball, scored the try. And if his players had been on the same team sheet, Anthony Thackeray might have had a try assist by kicking the ball on the posts.
The Halifax supporters at that end of the field trying to lift their side for a final effort.
Well, it's another final effort of defence, isn't it? Because will Halifax get the possession? Sorry, Featherstone get possession from the scrum. Halifax have to survive and just hope no more points are conceded.
Well, they could be here because they're going for it, and the ball is dotted down, and Josh Hardcastle gets the try that could settle this game. The 24-year-old who came on in place of the injured Chris Aluja in the first half, showing strength to get over in the corner and maybe finally put an end to the Halifax resistance and send Featherstone Rovers through to the next round of this cup competition.
Well, we sometimes see stars of the future. Maybe Josh Hardcastle could be one of those here tonight. Still only a young player with potential on his side. We've seen the likes of Zach Hardaker and Alex Walmsley progress from the lower leagues to be stars in Super League. Here's the drop goal attempt. It hits the post for the second time tonight and bounces back into the field of play. But then a knock-on, according to the referee, from a Halifax player. Is Featherstone possession again from this scrum, and they've knocked on this door until eventually the hinges blow off. Corey Aston draws in the defender, and Ben Johnston cannot prevent Josh Hardcastle from scoring on this far side of the field. He's backing off. He's a big, powerful player who's been successful at scoring tries for Featherstone this season, and he's put them into the quarter-final bag.
24 years of age, former Featherstone Lions amateur, Josh Hardcastle, so very local. Corey Aston providing a very sweet pass there.
Good set-up play, wasn't it? And Phil identified the backwards motion. They were backpedaling all the way there. Corey Aston to take this game further in front for the Featherstone Rovers.
From way out wide, it looks very promising. It's on target. What an excellent conversion that is from Corey Aston. His dad sitting down below us will be very happy indeed. So should he.
Well, sweet as a nut from Corey Aston. Richard Marshall's side, there's no shortage of effort. The smarts needed to be a little bit better at times. And a good try from Featherstone. You have to say, on balance, they've been the better side on the night and took advantage of the chances they've created.
Well, Halifax have attempted a short, contested restart. It's a knock-on from Featherstone. They've not given this up here. They'll need 2 converted tries. We've got just over 5 minutes to go here now. Well, this is a cup game. There's no point wondering tomorrow morning if we tried a little harder what we had left in us. Halifax are going to throw caution to the wind now. Let's see if there's a magic play inside them.
Was there a little nudge there from Ian Hardman? Was that what referee Chris Campbell spotted? It's given Halifax head and feed from that restart. Here's Tangata, who really has worked hard for Fax in the middle.
Keep it low, keep it low.
So's Mitch Calhane, but he's conceded 1 or 2 penalties that have been costly.
All players have given maximum effort.
There's been a really big effort from both teams, and a shape of things to come. Perhaps we'll see these two again at the Summer Bash in Blackpool a couple of weeks' time, of course, and then we'll see, well, Featherstone in the middle eights by the look of things, and Halifax knocking on the door, 5th in the table at the moment. But apart from this is their first defeat in 8, and certainly in the championship, going very strongly and putting pressure on those teams above them as Morel hoists a kick, but it's comfortably dealt with. Missy Talapapa.
Well taken again. He's playing on the wing with all the reshuffling that Featherstone have had to do during this match. He's playing on the wing. He was under pressure, and when his team needed him to step up, he collects that ball and just relieves the pressure for Featherstone Rovers.
Hardman plays the ball. 5 minutes, 4 minutes coming up, and Featherstone Rovers have got the job done. John Davis, who opened the try scoring for them, plays the ball. Darryl Griffin.
They've done that better than their opposition, Featherstone. Been very methodical in what they're doing. They've got to the kick, they've chased hard. Look at the chase from Featherstone now. He's nowhere to go, Saltonstall. Although he's tried to chip and chase.
Saltonstall just struggling. He's struggling there, the wingman. Just seems to be hobbling slightly. You can see him running back, and in fact it's Thackeray who'll try and capitalise on some defensive disarray from Halifax now.
He had to try something, Saltonstall, but he's given possession to Featherstone. There'll be no rush here from Featherstone. Coming up to 77 minutes on this clock. They don't need to score again. Enjoy possession.
And looking for final points in this game.
He's been good, Thackeray, tonight. Controlled everything from the half-back position. Kicking, passing, running, and a constant threat.
Well, Featherstone Rovers, a pretty good week for them. Up to 2nd in the championship table and going through to the next round of the cup. Hardcastle, Missy Talapapa puts his head down and trying to burst through, but strong defence from Halifax, and it's been courageous at times from Fax.
Is that a charge down?
Still 5.
No.
Still going. The referee hasn't wiped the tackle count clean or called them back. And that's the turnover, in fact.
Knock on.
And that's a rarity tonight from Featherstone, not completing their sets. They didn't do on that occasion, but crikey, they've got to the 78th minute before that has happened.
Well, John Sharp, I'm sure he'll allow his side to maybe have a look in a crack as they give a penalty away. That's a consequence of a scrappy end to that set. See a little bit, Corey Aston. Halifax players all joining in.
Calhane underneath there. Well, something's gone on in that tackle.
Well, what what's Calhane doing, picking fights
Take your
with
team
scrum
away.
halves?
Fev, take your team
And he has
back.
got his dad's
Stand off.
temperament then, because Mark Aston wouldn't back down either.
He likes an argument, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Still likes an argument.
He could have an argument in an empty room, Mark Aston. There you go. Well, credit to the little lad. He's not giving up.
Connie! Connie,
Pinned him, isn't it, rested?
Yeah.
Got the 3 count.
Something
time's off,
untoward and unseemly has happened on the ground there.
No, you have to say anything, fellas.
We've got to this point, and it's
and you've got to get away quicker.
fair play to these two sides. 79 minutes nearly, and that's the first real flare-up we've seen. There's been 1 or 2 moments, but given the intensity of this game and what's at stake, it's been a credit to both sides.
Chris Campbell's handled both sides very well. John Sharp will be pleased with his side. He's pleased with being in the hat for the next round. They played pretty well as well, even though they've got the result. We said before, it doesn't actually matter in the cup how you play. It's just it's just more about getting into the hat for the next round.
Nice if he looked pleased.
I think that might be John Sharp pleased.
That's him looking pleased. Here's Halifax trying to finish off with a defiant try, but losing the ball. And Featherstone will bring it away. Salford against Hull Kingston Rovers to come on Sky Sports on Friday nights. Next up in the Challenge Cup. Ed Barber couldn't cling on to that ball.
He's been good, Michael Knowles. Pretty sure he's playing in the centre at the minute, again with the reshuffling and the injuries that Featherstone have picked up. Showed his skill set.
The ball stolen by Barber, but there was...
Mark was not square. That was the penalty from...
Says Chris Campbell. John Sharp probably said as well.
Probably did.
Anthony!
Squarer than we've had for a lot more again.
And I don't even know whether Anthony Thackeray used his smarts there and actually allowed himself to be tackled by that player.
31 years of age, Anthony Thackeray. He had a spell at Halifax and has really called the shots for Featherstone Rovers against his former club here tonight. And the last action of the game, Keil Carlisle boots the ball into touch, and there, a big beaming smile on the face of the Featherstone Rovers coach, celebrating a 24-12 victory against a very, very stubborn Halifax side, but it was Featherstone Rovers who had more firepower. And it's exactly 20 years since Featherstone last appeared at the quarter-final stage. Going down to Leeds, 1997, 32-12. Days of black and white television.
Oh, come on, Bill. Don't make me feel that. I remember that game well. I think I scored. Scored as well.
Featherstone Rovers celebrating. They're into the next round of the Challenge Cup. And let's go downstairs and find out who the man of the match is with Angela.
We have Adrian Osman, he's the head of sponsorship, with a bottle of champagne for Anthony Thackeray. There you go. Nice big one there, and a good reward for a hard-fought game.
Yeah, very hard. We've prepared well for it. Coaching staff got us ready for a tough encounter, and that's what it was.
You knew you had to grind that out, but you're quite clinical, really.
Yeah, we knew if we stuck to our processes of 2 in the 20, keep knocking off our sets, that someone would crack, and you know, we managed to get that, and a few one-pointers went adrift there, but we managed to get over for that score in the corners.
Have you been practicing the golden points there?
We'll practice our kicking before every session, so we do practice. I maybe need a bit more.
Well, you get into the quarter-finals now. At least one championship team's going to be in there, and Featherstone really proud of getting to that stage.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a goal, obviously, when we saw the draw, that we knew it was one championship club and we wanted to be that club, so yeah.
Well, good luck in the next round. Thanks very much for that. We've got John Sharp now, the winning coach. John, you could see your signature all over that win, really. Just do the basics right and it'll come up.
Yeah, there were a fair amount of disruption to our team today, especially the second half, losing Briscoe and Alagi. We had to chop and change, put back rows in centres and shift our centres around, but we stuck to the task, and I thought we had a really good first half and went in at half time. I thought we were a little bit more dominant than the scoreline suggested. But I think over on this left side we were held up a couple of times as well, so but you know, really pleased, delighted with the performance and battening down the hatches. I think second half really worked for us.
You did have the majority of the possession, it did seem. And you said at half-time you laid the platform, and that was half of the game won then by that point.
Yeah, we were physical, we had plenty of energy, we recovered well. We worked hard from Sunday, we had them in the pool over at Virgin. I'd like to thank the guys over at Leeds for that. So preparation was good. We knew it was going to be a tough game. They're a super team and a well-coached team, so we knew we had to be good today. And like I said, when we lost those guys like we did, it made it a little bit more difficult, but we remained composed.
You're in the quarter-finals. Thanks very much, John. We've got Richard Marshall now with us. Richard, Halifax coach. It was a tough one. You expected a tough one, and I suppose the scoreboard doesn't really say how hard a game it was.
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough. We didn't have enough ball, I didn't think, in the first half. Featherstone played a higher tempo and a bit quicker than ourselves, so we need to look at that. But that will do as a lesson. We've got a lesson there, and we'll learn from that one, and we'll come back stronger for the championship.
What do you think cost you that?
I don't think the sin binning helped at a crucial time, but the boys dug in and scored a try at that time as well. Just the tempo of the game, in and around the ruck, I thought the back three of Featherstone really got them on the front foot. But I'm really proud of our efforts and really, really proud of our focus and what we can do, and we've got some belief in the camp.
Thanks very much for your time, Richard. Cheers.
Commiserations to Richard Marshall and Halifax, but it is the home side Featherstone who push into the Challenge Cup quarterfinals for the first time in 20 years. Here's confirmation of the final scoreline, 24 points to 12. They led 13-6 at half-time with the slope, and with the slope going against them, they were too good for the visitors in the end. Right, tomorrow we move to the AJ Bell Stadium in a much anticipated Ladbrokes Challenge Cup 6th round match, because it is a repeat of that stunning £1 million game from 7 months ago, where a Gareth O'Brien drop goal sealed and secured the future in Super League of Salford. Now top of the table in the championship, Hull Kingston Rovers with Tim Sheens in charge come to the AJ Bell Stadium. Will revenge be on their minds? 7:55 p.m. on Sky Sports 3. We do hope you could join us. A very, very exciting game in prospect. From Post Office Road in Featherstone, thanks for your company. Goodbye.
Enjoy Sky Sports Live. On all screens, on the go, and the best bits on demand.
Ladbrokes, proud sponsor of Rugby League on Sky Sports.
Hello? Mate! Hello, mate. Can I come in? What? You're going to ask me in? Do you want, boss, isn't it? You got to invite me in. It's a thing. It's like it's a vampire thing. What are you talking about? I'm busy, mate.
After 500 years or so, being a vampire can get a bit tedious. Luckily, there's Virgin Games.
Come in then, I'm inviting you in, isn't it? Yeah, hold up. Just a minute, mate.
Virgin Games. Live a little.
Jägermeister, a creation of 56 roots, herbs and spices.
They say that we Danes are the happiest nation in the world. So, what's our secret? Is it that we keep work and life in perfect balance? Is it that we make time for hygge, feeling all fuzzy and snuggly together? Or could the secret of our happiness be down to creating what we believe is the best beer in the world? Probably.
Absolutely.